do anything at the allotment on an empty stomach. Let's tuck into these before we get started. Oh, that was delicious. I love coming up here and having a nice little cooked lunch before I start things at the plot. And it's really great having the little stove to cook things up here. We've actually got 2 now, and Tilly's got 2 as well. So when we do the big cookhouse, yeah, we've literally got a whole kitchen to use at the allotment, which is great. I just want a pizza oven now. I would have a barbecue, but we're not allowed to have barbecues up here. That's a gas stove cooker, so not technically classed as a barbecue. So what am I doing on this gloriously sunny day today? Well, we were thinking long and hard about our strawberries, and there wasn't a great crop this year. I've heard several people say the same thing. To be honest, we weren't really eating that many. We were kind of like picking them and they were going into the fridge and just getting left there to rot and ending up in the compost. So we thought, to be honest, you know, that raised bed, we could do some better things with it. Today I'm going to be digging up the strawberries. I've got a few runners from them which I have started off so they can go into pots. I'm gonna maybe save about 10 plants, put them into plots, you know, let them die off for the winter and then let them grow back again next year, and pop them into hanging baskets which we can hang on the rails of Tor's enclosure. That way it frees up another raised bed, which is great for us because it means we can pop some more things in it. So because they are coming up today and being put into pots, I'm going to get that bed all nicely dug over, sorted out, strawberries potted up, and then I'm going to be planting some MOOLI. MOOLI, so it's a type of radish. We actually grew this last year in one of our plots and it was very successful. They get quite big. They get up to like, well, that size maybe. And we kind of looked at them last year, and Hannah really wants to grow them because they're great for like stir fries and soups and things like that. They've got a real sort of earthy taste. It's really hard to explain, but they're really nice. You can cut them up into big chunks and boil them, you know, have them with stir fries, that sort of thing. So yeah, we are going to go with these. If you've ever seen Spirited Away, there's a radish spirit, and it's inspired by MOOLI. Put a little shot look of the radish spirit. So yeah, it's inspired by these, which is quite interesting. Fun little fact there. And Spirited Away is an amazing film. Anyway, with lunch done, I'm going to go out, pull up the strawberries and start putting them into pots. Look at that, that's nothing better than a freshly dug bed. So that's all the weeds out, and it's been nicely dug over for the MOOLI. I got a bit of I don't know, I'm not sure what to do about this because the slugs have been so bad this year. I don't know whether to start these guys off in seed trays in the polytunnel or just sow them directly into the ground. I've only got 50 seeds and obviously not all of them are going to germinate. I'm really thinking of putting them in the polytunnel to start them off. We'd put them in the ground last year and they were fine, but this year the slugs are just so bad. I don't know, I think it might be a wise choice to start them off in seed trays. Yeah, I don't know. I think they would grow best in the ground, but then there's the risk of losing them all to slugs. I mean, they say like certain root vegetables you shouldn't start off in seed trays. You should sow them directly into the soil. But then look at the swede, you know, they say don't start those off in seed trays. Well, we did, and then transplanted them, and they're like absolute beasts. They're doing really well. Might be a bit different with the MOOLI. I'm gonna have a think about it. So it's roughly about 4 o'clock when obviously all the strawberries are done. They're all looking great. They're good to go. I was actually just talking to a neighbour, right, and she told me apparently for plants in their first year, strawberry plants, so these, for example, you shouldn't touch the fruit. You shouldn't eat the fruit off strawberries in their first year, because that way all the goodness goes back into the plant. She is a veteran gardener, so yeah. Well, I mean, there's a few strawberries on these plants. I'm going to leave them there anyway, but you know, it's good to know, isn't it, really? That's I didn't know that until today. I mean, obviously, you know, first year plants don't do well anyway, but I didn't know that you weren't supposed to touch the fruit until now. Learned some really valuable information from people up here. It's great. But yeah, right, back to the MOOLI. I've got something to do at Tilly's plot, which I'm going to go and film now, but I will show you at the end of the video because it's going to be quite fun. And then I've got to nip home. I got to grab some battery packs because the camera's going to die very shortly. And I'm going to think about what to do, whether to take the risk of putting the MOOLI in the ground or starting them off in seed trays. Slugs. That's my only worry. I am back with microphones this time, so I hope the audio is a bit better. Well, I've made a decision. I've decided what to do. And I mean, looking at the seed packet, and I did a bit of reading up about them, and you shouldn't transplant them, apparently. I mean, I would give it a go in the little pots and then, you know, transplant the seedlings, but do you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to sow them directly into the raised bed, to be honest, in 2 rows, I think. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably get munched by slugs, but you know, I suppose I can always buy more seeds. I mean, with these, you can sow them between June to September, so if the first lot fails, then at least I can get some more seeds and give it another go, and maybe try them in the seed trays and see how that goes. But yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to sow them direct. I'm going to break up the ground a little bit more. I've got to water the drills before I put these in, and then you cover them with a dry layer of soil, or I'll use compost for that. And we'll just see how that goes. Nothing to lose. I mean, it's still early in the year, really. If it goes wrong, well, try again. But it's the slugs. It'll just be the slugs. Slugs and snails that'll be the issue. If it wasn't for them being so bad this year, then, you know, I wouldn't have a second thought about putting them straight in the ground. Anyway, let's crack on with this. So I've got my 2 rows here. This is about 16 inches apart, and they recommend doing it about 14. I do remember from last year, it was actually better making them slightly wider because the tops of the plants get quite big. And now I'm just going to put them in. I was actually just looking through our seed stash. So these are the ones from the packet. It says it contains about 50. And I completely forgot we've still got a load left from last year. I'm going to sow them a couple of centimetres apart, and then you thin them out to roughly about 4 inches once they've started to come up from the ground. So let's just get them in. I've also watered the row. Should help the seed germinate. I think they take anywhere between 5 to 10 days to come up from the ground. Actually, I'll just show you what they look like in case you've never seen them before. Almost like little corn kernels. Yeah, so that's those. I'm going to put them in roughly about 1/2 inch and then cover them with soil. Well, that's it. They are all in. I'm not going to bother watering the top because the ground's quite moist already. I've watered the rows underneath, which is what it advised to do on the seed packet. So we should start seeing results within 5 to 10 days. And obviously we'll keep you guys posted as to what happens. Although I am hoping that the cheeky wood pigeon that I just heard wasn't watching me, because I don't want him coming in and thieving all the seeds that I've just planted. And talking of thieves, well, a little bit of allotment news. It seems that there may be someone who's a little bit light-fingered up here, pinching bits of veg from people. I'm not going to go into it in detail on this video. There is a members only video, so if you want to check that one out, you can hear all the juicy gossip. about that over there. If you would like to support the channel and become a member, that would be fantastic. It's the cost of a packet of seeds each month. And you'll get all the juicy gossip, funny little stories, things that are happening on and off the plot. But yes, there is a video about the allotment poacher on our members only section. So please do check that out. Please do support the channel. That'd be fantastic. Right, well, this is done. So it's time for me to go and water. I did film something at Tilly's plot, which I will play for you now. I think you guys will like it. I hope so. But before I do that, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching the video. Please don't forget to drop it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. We try and put out 1 or 2 videos a week, and at least 1 video for channel members as well. Anyway, you're going to like this. You're going to like it. Let's head to Tilly's.
A land of honey, milk and cream, where showers are sweet as roses' tears. Romantic as a poet's dream, and fresh as the primeval years. A region rich in fairy tales, where happy mortals go in quest of rarest joys, such as the veils of my dear love land